how to use lists and tuples in Python. Let's unlock their secrets and pick the right one for your next project in just a few minutes. First up, we're importing the sys module. This lets us check things like memory usage later on. Welcome to your Python tutorial on lists versus tuples. In this lesson, we'll break down the syntax, mutability, use cases, performance, and even some pro tips like tuple unpacking. By the end, you'll know exactly when to use a list or a tuple. Let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. Lists use square brackets and tuples use parentheses. This is how you tell them apart in your code. Here, we're creating a list called my underline list with the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Right below, we're making a tuple called my underline tuple with the same numbers. Let's print out our list to see what it looks like. We should get square brackets with 1, 2, and 3 inside. Now let's print the tuple. Notice the output uses parentheses instead. Super easy to spot the difference. Now let's talk about mutability. Lists can be changed. You can add, remove, or update items. Tuples, on the other hand, are locked in once you create them. Let's see an example of changing a list in action. First, let's print the list before we make any changes, just so you can see the starting point. Now we're using the append method to add the number 4 to our list. This is something you can only do with lists, not tuples. Let's print the list again to see the new item added at the end. We should see 1, 2, 3, and 4. But what happens if we try to change a tuple? Let's see what Python does when we try to update it. Here, we're trying to set the first item in the tuple to 0. We're wrapping it in a try except block to catch any errors. If there's an error, we'll print it out. This shows that tuples don't let you change their items. They're immutable. So, when should you use a list? Go for a list if you need a collection that can change, like a shopping cart, or if you'll be adding and removing items a lot. Tuples are perfect when you want a fixed set of values like coordinates, or if you need to use them as keys in a dictionary since they're hashable and lists aren't. Let's talk performance. Tuples use a bit less memory and are faster than lists for looping and storing fixed data, all because they can't be changed. Let's check out the memory usage for both our list and our tuple. Here, we're printing the size of our list in bytes using sys.getSizeOf. This tells us how much memory it's using. And now we're doing the same for our tuple. Let's compare the numbers and see which one's lighter. Now let's look at tuple unpacking. This is a super handy way to pull out values from a tuple into separate variables. We've got a tuple called point with the values 10 and 20. We're unpacking it into two variables, x and y. Let's print x to see what we got from the tuple. We should see the number 10. And now let's print y. This should give us 20. Tuple unpacking makes your code super clean. All right, let's run the code and watch how our list and tuple behave in action. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel.